Hi, I'm Robert Crowe, and today we're going to be talking about Orbax and Flax NNX. Orbax is the standard checkpointing library in the JAX ecosystem. In part one of this two-part episode series on checkpointing with Orbax, we'll explore how to effectively save and restore your Flax NNX models. As we've seen, Flax NNX offers a Pythonic, stateful approach, which feels closer to frameworks like PyTorch, while still having all the advantages of JAX. We'll cover how NNX manages state and how Orbax interacts with it, starting with the basics and moving to advanced techniques like handling distributed training. This episode will cover the core concepts: what NNX state is, how Orbax is structured, and the complete workflow for saving and restoring a single basic NNX model. Let's get started. Why do we checkpoint? Primarily to save our work. Model weights, optimizer moments, training steps, so we don't lose progress if training stops, and so we can save or resume our training later. Flax NNX makes defining models feel quite Pythonic, like PyTorch, where modules are classes that contain their state. Orbax is the tool we use in the JAX world to handle the saving and loading of this state reliably, even in complex distributed settings. We'll focus specifically on how Orbax works with the state defined within NNX models. First, let's review how NNX manages state. An NNX module is just a Python class that you define. Unlike more functional approaches, instances of these classes directly hold their state variables, like parameters or batch statistics, as attributes. Think of it like defining a layer in PyTorch. The weights and biases are attributes of the layer instance. Initialization usually happens when you create the instance, requiring shapes and random number generator keys up front. Here's a simple example. We define simple linear inheriting from NNX module. Inside the dunder init, we create state variables, weight, and bias using NNX param. NNX param is a specific type indicating that these are learnable parameters. Notice we need an NNX RNGS object, or random number generator object, for initialization. In the dunder call method, we access these parameters directly using self.weight and self.bias. When we instantiate the module, these parameters are created. We can access their underlying JAX array values using the .value attribute. All the changeable parts of an NNX module, like parameters, so NNX param, or batch normalization statistics with NNX.batchstat, are instances of classes derived from NNX.variable. These variables hold the actual data, usually a JAX array, and potentially some metadata. Now, here's a major simplification in the version 0.11 and later releases of NNX. The module instance itself is now a native JAX PyTree. This means you can, in principle, pass the entire module to JAX functions. However, for checkpointing, we typically only want to save the dynamic state, the parameters and variables that change. That's where NNX.state and giving it the module is still crucial. Think of it now as a filtering utility. It walks through your module PyTree and gives you back a new, clean PyTree containing only the NNX.variable objects. This is the structure that Orbax will operate on. To manage the interaction between the Pythonic NNX module and the functional world of JAX transformations and PyTrees, NNX provides three core functions. NNX.split takes your module instance and gives you back two things: its static structure, which is a graph def, and its dynamic state, the NNX state PyTree we just discussed. This state is what you'd pass to JAX functions or save with Orbax. NNX.merge does the reverse. Given the structure and a state PyTree, perhaps the one you just loaded from a checkpoint, it builds a new module instance. NNX update is similar, but instead of creating a new module, it updates the variables within an existing module instance, using the data from a state PyTree. We'll see these used heavily in the checkpointing workflow. Now let's look at Orbax. The two main components you'll interact with are the checkpointer and the checkpoint manager. A checkpointer, like PyTree checkpointer, knows how to serialize and deserialize specific data structures. In our case, the NNX state PyTree. The checkpoint manager is a more convenient wrapper built on top of a checkpointer. It handles the logistics of checkpointing during a training loop, saving at specific steps, keeping track of versions, automatically deleting old checkpoints based on rules that you set, like keep the last 3, for example, and finding the latest checkpoint to restore from. For most training scenarios, using the checkpoint manager is recommended. Saving the state of your NNX model with Orbax follows these steps. First, create a checkpoint manager, telling it where to save checkpoints and any rules like how many to keep. Second, use NNX split on your model instance to extract the NNX state PyTree. This is the data that we want to save. Third, call the manager's save function, providing the current training step and the state PyTree wrapped in a standard Orbax argument structure. Finally, if your saving might be happening in the background, make sure to wait for it to complete when necessary. Let's see this in code. We import the necessary libraries, including orbax.checkpoint as OCP and Orbax utils from flax.training. Assuming we have an initialized NNX model instance called model, we define our checkpoint directory. We then create the checkpoint manager, specifying the directory and setting an option to keep the latest 3 checkpoints. Next, we use nnx.split to separate the model's static definition, which we store in _graphDef. We're going to be ignoring that for now. And its dynamic state PyTree saved to state. Alternatively, if you only need the state and not the graphDef right now, you could also have used nnx.state and giving it the model. That works too. Continuing the example, we define the current training step, say for example 100, and we call manager.save, passing the step number and the state. Here we show wrapping state to save directly in ocp.args.standard_save. We call wait until finish to make sure that the save completes before we proceed or exit. Finally, we print a confirmation and close the manager to release any held resources. Restoring requires a slightly different approach because Orbax needs to know the structure of the data it's loading. We usually don't have a fully materialized model instance ready, although we might. So the first step is to create an abstract model using nnx.evalShape. This creates an instance where all arrays are replaced by lightweight objects containing just their shape and data type. No actual data is allocated. Then we split this abstract model to get its structure, the graphDef, and an abstract state PyTree. This abstract state serves as a template for Orbax. We create the checkpoint manager again, potentially generate restore arguments using Orbax utils with the abstract state, and then call manager.restore. We pass the abstract state as the target structure. Orbax uses this template to correctly load the saved data into a new PyTree, restored state. Finally, we use this restored state along with the graphDef to either build a new model using nnx.merge or update an existing one using nnx.update. Here's the restore code. We reopen the checkpoint manager for the same directory. The crucial step is part 1. We define a function that creates our model, the simple linear in this case, and then we pass this function to nnx.eval_shape. This gives us the abstract model. In step 2, we split this abstract model. GraphDef contains the static structure needed later, and abstract state is our PyTree template containing shape d-type struct objects instead of arrays. Continuing, we find the latest checkpoint step using manager.latestStep. And if a checkpoint exists, we call manager restore, providing the step number and the restore arguments, either wrapping the abstract state directly or using the restore args we generated. This returns the restored state PyTree, now containing the actual loaded JAX arrays. Finally, we use nnx.merge, passing the GraphDef object obtained from the abstract model split and the restore state to reconstruct a fully functional restored model instance. We then close the manager. This restored model has the weights loaded from the checkpoint and is ready for inference or continued training. You can learn more about JAX and the entire JAX AI stack with these coding exercises, quick reference docs, and slides. To watch the whole Learning JAX series, check out our playlist on YouTube. There's a growing community on Discord for JAX. Here's an invite link, and here are links to the docs for JAX, Flax, and the JAX AI stack. So far, we've successfully saved and restored the parameters of a simple NNX model. This is the fundamental building block of any checkpointing strategy. But what about a real training loop? You're not just saving model weights. You also need to save the state of your optimizer to resume training exactly where you left off. And what happens when your model gets so large it needs to be trained across multiple GPUs or TPUs? Coming up in our next episode, we'll learn how to handle these real-world scenarios. We'll show how to use Orbax to save both your model parameters and your optimizer state together in a single atomic step. Then we'll dive into the powerful but tricky world of distributed checkpointing, learning how to save and restore sharded models in a multi-device environment. You won't want to miss it.